Okay, Coach, historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll try the left side. Dobbins. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Robert Quinn.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there. Second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They go play action with Trubisky. Looking deep for Gabriel. He rifles one that's intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Forced out to his left. Pass incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Now Williams. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gostkowski the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They run. This is Cohen. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Completes it to Miller. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. First down, a run with Cohen. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
18. Hey, exit. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Hey, no, look up. Hey, we got Mike 50. Mike 50.
Throwing on 2nd down. Trubisky. And he completes it to Cohen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 15-yard line. Trubisky now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, switch gears. Watch the motion.
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On 2nd down now. It's Cohen. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. On 3rd down, Trubisky. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Running for it, Montgomery. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 1st touchdown of the new season. As they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 2nd down, Dobbins. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, watch the edge, watch the edge. You go tight.
They'll try the left side. Dobbins, and 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
59. Hey, tight. No. Off. Bang, bang.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. Sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Touchdown, Packers! Lamar Jackson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. He may try and run for this. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's fourth down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Trubisky. And he slings one that's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
64, weak.
Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Alert. Hey, box drop. Mike 50.
From the 31, Trubisky. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Now it's Trubisky. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. Now the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping. They are out in front.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead. Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation. Or go 4 verticals because why not? Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter. I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half. We'll see if they do just that.
Check, crunch. Blue. Check 52.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Trubisky. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Lock in.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Now Trubisky on first down. He's got the hook up to Miller. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Blue. Alert. Hey, Echo. Go 50 yards to Mike. Get that quarterback team, Lon. Get that quarterback team.
Here's Trubisky. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Here's Jackson. He finds Beckham, complete. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They try again with Cohen. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. And he will take this all the way down to the Packers' 14-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And Graham's got it. Complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jimmy Graham. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
To try again after the sack. Jackson, it's caught. Beckham. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Quinn able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Throwing on second and long. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
No problem there on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
14.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Let's go. At their own 26-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Jackson to throw again. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. I got you, son.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson flush to his right. And Tate's got it. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Jackson throwing again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They're going to try the jet sweep. Robinson with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is brought in at the 21. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Quinn picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been different.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to take Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one, were thinking to themselves, I'll bet halftime was really interesting.